before I went to bed. And I said, I'm gonna talk about this shit tomorrow. Then I woke up and I saw your tweet. And I said, Dr. Short, can you please give us like 10 to 15, 5-10 minutes of your time so you can tell us about Michael X. Dyson and we can get back to what we gotta do.
Okay, it's real simple, guys. It's not like I follow everything that Michael Eric Dyson does, but unfortunately, I've had a situation. One of the very first articles that I ever wrote attacking a coon public figure was an article I wrote called Triflin Dyson. Triflin Dyson. And that's because, yeah, Michael Eric Dyson was dogging Coretta Scott King. You know, yes, it was in Emerge magazine. And that's why, you know, in the 90s, this goes back. And I raised so much hell with him. And I think he's an Omega Sci-Fi. He's a boule. Michael Eric Dyson wrote this really nasty thing in Emerge magazine about Coretta Scott King when Coretta Scott King was trying to handle business. I mean, not so much for the younger kings, but I think Coretta Scott King, she needs some damn money. In fact, the boule never wants anybody black to have money that's not in their shit. So he came out trashing Coretta Scott King. I wrote a piece denouncing Michael Eric Dyson. In fact, I was not allowed to go to chapel at Howard because they didn't want me to get in his face. You know, how dare you? See, Michael Eric Dyson doesn't respect black women. He's a liar. He's a fraud. My experience with Michael Eric Dyson is exactly 30 years old. My first experience is doing a pre-interview with Michael Eric Dyson for McNeil Era NewsHour, right around the first book he ever did. The first book that was going, and I was the person assigned to interview him, to get questions and get the background information. So when he was interviewed by maybe Charlene Hunter Galt or somebody like that, they would look like they actually had done the reading and knew what they were talking about. Are you understanding me? And the news thing, it's called pre-interviews. So I did like an hour pre-interview with Michael Eric Dyson. And the thing I always tell people is that Michael Eric Dyson, he thought I was white. So when he's talking to me, he's saying all this stuff and even taking little barbs and stabs at black people to try to like ingratiate himself to me. And I ignored it because I'm doing my job. When he couldn't get me like, you know, charged on the stuff he was saying and being in the ghetto and fighting and all this other kind of stuff, he says, well, you know, I'm a welfare father. My first baby was born out of wedlock. And he said, and my woman was on welfare. And I cut him off and says, why is this important for you to trash the mother of your child to me? Who does that? Why is that necessary? I mean, that's the mother of your child. You relate with her. Why would you tell a stranger that, and especially a stranger in the media? Sir. Okay, that lets you know what he thinks about that Hootie Owl looking bitch that he's married to. That he would put her business out there like that to a stranger over the phone to try to get the jollies on of some racist reporter he thought I was. And he didn't even catch himself to say, excuse me. He didn't even thank me for dignifying his baby or his wife. He's a narcissist. If he'll dog his wife like that, what will he do to any other black woman? So when I see all these niggas doing queen genuflecting, I know that they're a hoe. Let's do some more. So he dogged Mrs. King and that little punk ass dean of the chapel at Howard University. I'm talked about you, Richardson. They didn't let me in there. They were afraid I was going to go in on his ass because Richardson and them know. I mean, I'm not a tough guy. I'm a small, you know, sickly black dude. But on principle, to confront that liar nigger. How could you do that to Mrs. King? There's a lot of negative stuff I'd say to Mrs. King. But damn, let her have some money. What is it to you? So they dogged Mrs.
Yeah.
King. They dogged Mrs. King, and it was wrong. Now I'll do one more. You know that
Go ahead.
he's in the Greek Letter Society, and I always tell the story of my
Shit.
guy named Paul McKinley. He's in, he runs with Mark Carter, the dude that's always making news in Chicago, and he called me in 2015 about Michael Eric Dyson, and he says a guy of mine, because Michael Eric Dyson, Cornel West, and Tavis Smiley are all here in Chicago. It says, okay. It says, and you know what? Cornel West didn't go to a party my friend went to at somebody's house, and it turned out to be a boule, a fraternity orgy. And he said
Oh, one of them.
Tavis Smiley and Dyson went, but Cornel West didn't go. I'm not saying this is true. I'm saying this was what was reported to me by Paul McKinley in Chicago. And I says, Paul, you know how I feel about the boule and the freaky thing, So, I mean, it's completely possible because everybody knows that Michael Eric Dyson tries to screw everybody. There's a woman, she teaches at San Francisco State University. I think her name is Donna Lisa Fisher. I think she's gay now with the woman, but she was being hounded by Michael Eric Dyson. And anywhere you go, this guy, he begs for pussy more than
Oh
the.
man, I'm not gonna put anybody's name out there. But
No, no, no. I'm saying that
I read that Michael Eric Dyson was
he was
movie women
he's
allegedly with
he hounds people that don't even want him. And so don't tell me that you respect women because you're married. You cheat on your wife. You're a serial adulterer. It's alleged you went to a orgy where there were men only. I didn't say he went. And what I said to Paul McKinley in 2015, Paul, I don't know. I wasn't there. This is what you're saying. Paul gets names confused. Maybe it wasn't Michael Eric Dyson. But I said if Michael Eric Dyson is guilty of anything, or Cornel West wouldn't go to something boys' night out what the other two went to, you're probably going to see an article denouncing Cornel West by Michael Eric Dyson and maybe something like the New Republic or the Atlantic magazine. That would lead me to believe that maybe something happened man to man between them, and they're mad at him for not participating in reindeer games. Well, within a month or two in 2015, look it up, Michael Eric Dyson did a long piece, and I think Atlantic Monthly, dogging Cornel West.
Dr. Short. I literally just talked about that before. I can tell you weren't listening, bruh. I literally just brought that up about 15 minutes ago when I was telling the people like it was a progression because I've never met him. I've only seen I was a fan of him at one point, and I was talking about the progression when I started looking at him funny. But when he wrote that letter, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to hear your perspective on this. I want to give you my perspective before because I want you to give me your answer based off of what I'm about to give you right now. When I saw that, because you know him, when I saw that from a distance, my first thought was, why is this black man writing a letter to tell the whole world while he's distancing himself from another black man, and basically it being over because Cornel West isn't following in the way you think he should? That was my point of view from a distance. Now I want you to talk about it from your point of view when he wrote that stupid ass letter while I look it up.
I only said to you that this was my take to Paul McKinley in 2015, 9 years ago. Maybe there is some falling out between them, maybe gay agenda, I don't know. But if I see,
Obama.
Yeah, but Obama was for the gay agenda, blatantly so.
Yeah.
So there you have it. And where's Obama from? Chicago. Where was the orgy supposedly? Chicago. I'm saying allegedly, but this happened. I'll do some more. That if you recall, when they were going after Malcolm X, a good friend, a very close friend of Michael Eric Dyson, Dr. Manning Marable, had that book on Malcolm X, making Malcolm X out that he gave blowjobs or hand jobs or received blowjobs from rich white men on Beacon Hill in Boston back in the day. Michael Eric Dyson was toe-to-toe supporting Manning Marable and putting out and making out that Malcolm X was, was a fruit booty when he was young, before he started eating bean pies.
That propaganda they were trying to put out. Yeah, they were trying to put that propaganda out. Yeah.
And not only that, Michael, what's his name? The one that probably is into, come on, Mark Lamont Hill. All of them started trying to make Malcolm X gay, right? So when you start looking at this, and you start understanding, and then I'm gonna do some more. Real quick. Real quick. The article for you guys, I just put it in the chat. You got to pay for it, but it's in the New Republic, the full article. Just put it in the chat, and also I'm going to put it into the chat. If you want to go to the road, it's an article that was written in the Root back when the Root was somewhat halfway relevant. About 10 years ago, the whole hippie that Dr. Short is referring to. Go ahead, Dr. Short. So it's real simple. Dyson, I got run out of D.C. for sexually harassing students at either, I think it's Georgetown University where he was. They've passed him around, and he's got allegations. He's got allegations going back 20 plus years deep of sexually harassing women. And by the way, his wife runs with Hillary Clinton. His wife and them all partnered. They were the whole pedophile agenda that the Clintons were doing, taking children and letting black girls get raped and taken, that his wife is running with Hillary as they destroy democracy for blacks in Haiti, right? They didn't open their mouths when tens of thousands of blacks died under the earthquake ruins in Haiti. This is when Michael Eric Dyson's wife is running with stud Hillary Clinton. And by the way, you never see him with his wife. And if my wife looked like that, if I had one, you wouldn't see me with her either. This is obviously, and she's probably a Delta. She's hard enough to be a cinder block. And she's supposedly a woman preacher. And a whole lot of women preachers out here are gay. They're studs with the puffy sleeves in the church that have more chin hair than a hippie. I mean, we're tired of this stuff. So Michael Eric Dyson is a hustler. He's a talker. He's boule, and he's all over the place. And when I saw Michael Eric Dyson last the Congressional Black Caucus, he was pissed at me, and I know why he's pissed. He's pissed because in Curtis Schoon's documentary on Vimeo and Amazon, Black, White, and Blue, I dogged Black Lives Matter for pushing the gay agenda. So a lot of people think Michael Eric Dyson is like, what's that thing on a clock that swings both ways? He's a little Tarzan. I'm not saying he's one thing or the other, but I'm saying he's a liar, he's a cheater, he's an adulterer, he's boule. He is an enemy of the people on principle. He doesn't stand for anything. And to me,
hey, Dr. Short, just to let the people know, to verify what you're saying, I want everybody to look on screen. What I'm doing, I'm typing as Dr. Short talks, but I put all of these links in the description. I just did it now, so y'all can go to the description to verify all of these things I'm talking about. This isn't like this. This is our opinion. This is our point of view. We're not saying it's factually correct. We're saying we're gathering our information based off of public information that's currently out there.
It's out there, and it's recent.
At this article right now on the Voice, if you look at this article, I have it in the description. It's talking about he was fired as a Georgetown professor over student harassment, improper relationships as a teacher to students, and that right there, this is something that I just found on the first page on Google. I'm not saying this all the way right. These are allegations. He hasn't been proven guilty of anything, but these are some allegations that tend to. Here it is right here. It says Dyson was accused by multiple black women of sexual misconduct at Georgetown University, where he was a professor of sociology from 2007 to 2020. So what Dr. Short is talking about is something that's already out there. We're not saying he's guilty. We're not saying he did it. This has not been proven in the court of law. But we're bringing this up because he did this video talking about how much he loves and respects black women. So we're just putting it out there, some of his track record when it comes to black women. Go ahead, Dr. Short. Tell them what you want to say. Go ahead and close it out, and then we'll get ready for Tuesday.
I want people to understand this. One, there's nothing wrong with praising black women. There's nothing wrong with complimenting. It should be sincere. We should be, at least some of the time, real about what we say and what we do. You will see that people in the Boule are never real about anything. He's probably with Kamala because she's a hoe. I mean, okay, a nut doesn't fall too far from the PP.
Yeah. Damn right about that.
And remind everybody, you can find me, you know, in spite of whatever's facing me, I'm on the Angry Black Men's Book Club. And I love Dewan B.
Hold on. Let's say that one more time. Dr. Short is on Angry Man's Book Club.
Angry Black Man. Angry Black Man's on YouTube.
Angry Black Man's Club.
I thank you, Brother Dewan, my friend in Tanzania. He knew all about you. So we went to Howard together. Yeah, and everybody knows that these Boule people that they put up before you, they're fronts, they're liars, they never take a stand on anything. And I'll say this finally, in that documentary called Black, White, and Blue, Michael Eric Dyson would not talk about the issues with Black Lives Matter. That's how I got in the documentary. He's a dishonest man. He is a deeply flawed, dishonest man who has access. And you can tell him I said it. And I'll tell you, thanks to people like Dewan B and others, we're raising so much hell. We may actually see the Boule collapse this year, in particular at the Democratic Convention and this AME, African Methodist Episcopal Church Conference in Columbus, Ohio, where the Boule-controlled African Methodist Episcopal Church may go rainbow and Skittles. I'm done, brother.
Yeah. And that's Angry Black Man's Book Club. Thank you again, Dr. Randy Short. We'll talk soon. I'll call you later on.
All right.
All right.
That was me with Brother Dewan B. Okay, guys. It's 1:41, and I'm just going to stay here because you know that we're going to have Pat Talk within minutes. I might change my outfit or whatever or grab something, but we're going to come live. Pardon me, guys. There's some real issue with StreamYard. Everybody that's doing these lives and so forth that's telling the truth is experiencing challenges. So, you know, understand something. We're going to keep doing this. Now, I want to say hi to everybody on here. Earth Angel, Life is Shy, Sister JD, Sister Quiet Scales, hi Melanated Brown, everybody, all 25 of you, and the 3 over here. I see Melanated Browns over here. Who else? So we're going to do Pat Talk in a few. It's going to be very interesting. I probably will be doing some lives. I'm feeling okay, but oh my God, I've got grave news for you guys, but not completely bad. I want to remind everybody that the Patriarch Summit is the 24th. Please remind people, moderators, that they can tune in. We're going to do it next Saturday. We're going to make it somehow. I, again, encourage everybody to do thank you. I can't wait. I feel great, guys, but yeah, I need to remember, oh my God, that was an interesting trip to the hospital. We may even talk about that today. I've got 2 shows to do, so there's one at 2, there will be one at 5, and oh my God, I'm going to be doing a show. We got to do some shows about dick health, and it's going to be real. It's going to be real. It's going to be real. And Sister Quiet Scales, I feel great. Hey, Marlo, blessings to you. Peace, 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 peace. And let me see if I can get into this StreamYard. They've got this thing tied up. I can't wait. I'm going to have some great news. I will no longer be using. I can't wait to get rid of Xfinity. They must be working with the intelligence agencies because I have more problems with getting online, and I'm paying top dollar for it. I wish we had our own stuff. So I want you guys to just stay here. I want to remind all of you, if you could, Quiet Scales or JD, could you please put into the live chat the article? You can find it. It's called Negro Gate 4 IV. Please get that and put that in, because I did a very good article on Kamala Harris 4 years ago yesterday. So I didn't wait until the whole got the nomination or before she was in line to get the nomination. I've been dogging this tramp since 2015. And we've been, as I said, I've been attacking Michael Eric Dyson's ass since the 90s. Some of us do it for years. A lot of our people are behind the curve. We need to move faster. By the way, Sister Miriam and all the others, I absolutely want to thank y'all for showing up. We're going to have a hell, I repeat, a hell of a show today, really. And so we're going to be doing Pat Talk, and after that I'll be doing a show with Brother Smallwood. It's just a lot of things that are coming. Anyway, how do you guys feel about Michael Eric Dyson? I didn't say anything that wasn't true. Why would a man dog the woman and his first child, make it out his first child's a bastard, over the phone to a stranger? I don't think that that's right. I don't think anybody deserves that. Denver, Colorado, Jesse Paris or Che Nkrumah, could you write me personally? I'd like to have your email, Jesse Paris. My email is DrRandyShort@gmail.com. Oh wow, look at that. Oh my God, I think I have a white supremacist on here. Let me help him. Hey Bob, hi racist. Bye racist. If you didn't think I was intelligent, you shouldn't be on my platform. So either they were racist or they were boule. So take your fruit booty ass to hell with all your other line brothers. So yeah, I mean, look guys, they're mad. The boule people are angry that the majority of black folks, we outnumber them 11-1. They're the minority. It's time for us to have a revolution against these coons. And all of us can do our part. Part of it is being honest about these sellout fruit booty cultists. These people in Luciferian cults where they worship money, sex, and betrayal. And you can see that, by the way, all these people got behind Kamala Harris's, or as I call her, Holocaust Harris. She stands for nothing. She's stupid. She's lazy. She's never done anything except basically one thing she's good at, and I'll never say she's an affirmative action candidate when it comes down to sucking dick or being a hoe. She's all the way up there. I mean, she's the greatest of all times. Greatest. And Waltz, look at how he holds his mouth. Did y'all see the story Y'all can look up there. There's a story that Waltz drank horse semen. What kind of man drinks horse semen? What kind of man wants to make a state a sanctuary for you to hack off the penises of children, to stitch up the vaginas of girls, to cut girls' breasts off? What kind of man are you? And he's a sports coach. We had another pedophile sports coach named Dennis Hastert from Illinois. He was the Speaker of the House. I had an opportunity to work for Mr. Hastert a couple of times. There was a young guy, I can't remember his name, but this young black guy, nice looking, lived in the same dorm as us at Howard, and he was around Hastert, and then all of a sudden you don't see him anymore. Last time I saw him, he was walking with Hastert, looking down his nose. I'm with the powerful, important white person, and you're back there busting dishes. Yeah, and he's probably busting your ass. I can't remember his name. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But Dennis Hastert was run out of Congress, and he got charged for some sexual harassment stuff in 2015, 9 years ago. I told people 10 years before it happened, Dennis Hastert is a pedophile. And I'm telling you, this guy, Tim Waltz, I get a strange vibe. The way he holds his mouth. You know, your muscles have a retention memory. I think he's used to having something in his jaws. And I also challenge you, and maybe in his jaws too, I challenge you to take a look at the children. Kamala Harris's daughter looks like Harry Potter on meth. It may be a man, it may be a boy. And if you look at Tim Waltz's younger son, that boy looks traumatized. I can't prove it, but that's how I feel. These are the people that get up there. You have to be into this kind of stuff. And that's what let you know that some of these black people that get these positions, like Oprah. Did y'all hear about Gail? I called her Male King. Her house getting raided. This stuff is coming down. This has been coming down, coming down. These people who betrayed us, who are for evil, for deviance, for nastiness, they're going to get caught. And we know that Trump is a hoe, okay? We know that Trump is a hoe. We know that Trump is a hoe. We know that Trump is a hoe. But I'll tell you something. I'd rather a person who's shown themselves able to do the job, who is a hoe, get the job, than a hoe who can't do the job that they're doing, get a bigger job. She doesn't need to be kicked upstairs when when she's fucking up downstairs. I'm sorry, somebody's phone call knocked us out. So, you know, everybody, and I think I'm going to call Chef C in a minute, find out what he's doing, and just maybe I'll be able to get on the StreamYard. That would be so fascinating, because this thing has been weird, people. It's been weird. me call this dude up. Let's see what happens. And let me see if I can catch Mr. Chef C. And it's going to get better.
What's up, Dr. Short?
Okay, hey, look, can you call Chef C? Because we're supposed to be doing this damn Pat Talk about 2 o'clock. Reach out to him, and in particular, tell him to text to this number. You got this number. Make certain he does that, because I'm already doing live. We're talking about that sorry-ass Michael Eric Dyson.
Yeah, I heard you on DeWan's show just now.
Yeah, but did you feel good?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay. No, he told the truth about his ass. I don't care.
I'm going to text him now.
These bootleg niggas don't provide jobs or do nothing for us, no how. So don't be afraid to talk about their raggedy asses. They betrayed us. Eventually, it won't be talk. They'll miss people like me who's simply discussing their ass. These young people are crazy. These young people will put hands on their asses. See, you'll miss people like me calling your ass out. You're gonna have these young, they're gonna ride by your house, man. And leave some caps on your front step. Y'all need to stop betraying us. This shit has to stop. Hold on, I'm getting a message. I'm getting news. I need to pull this thing down for a second. I'm getting news. I'm getting news, y'all. I'm getting news from California. Okay, guys, we're back. Let me see. Did I hang? I hope I hung that thing up.
It's coming to you now, Dr. Short.
You're such a white man. I appreciate you.
I'm going to see you in the broadcast. I'm about to join.
Okay, y'all. We're about to do it. Okay, y'all. We're going into the StreamYard thing. Okay. And they can't stop me. They can mess up my
Long live the king. Reparations on the ballot, let freedom reign. Long live the king. Long live the king. Reparations on the ballot, let freedom reign. Long live the king.
Scared to death, Negroes are my enemy.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. This is one of those conversations. We're going to have it today. We letting the brothers come on in. We got our hosts tapping in right now. Gracious host, brother Dr. Randy Short. We're going to have a packed house in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a packed house in here. Letting the notifications go out. Make sure y'all are sharing this thing. We're going to be live in 5 minutes, family. But it's time to have an honest conversation. Time to have an honest conversation and really take a look in the mirror at what's been really holding